Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome. My name is Paulette Bedward, your host for today, and I'm a Realtor Associate at Keller Williams Jamaica. Keller Williams Jamaica is a proud franchise of Keller Williams International Realty, the world's largest real estate company. Known for innovation, integrity, and a culture of collaboration, Keller Williams has redefined the real estate experience both globally and locally. Keller Williams Jamaica is the largest real estate company by agent count in the English-speaking Caribbean, with a growing team of highly trained professionals committed to excellence. We have over 300 agents serving the island of Jamaica. And the motto here at Keller Williams is God first, family, then business. And with that, let's start today with a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, as we come before you, we just want to thank you for today's webinar. We thank you for the team that's operating behind the scenes, for the panelists, oh God. We pray, Heavenly Father, that you'll let today flow smoothly. We thank you for the Diaspora audience that's tuned in, Lord. You know everyone by name. You know the very number of hairs that are on their head. Lord, we ask that you just continue to bless them, continue to bless the works of their hands. And as they log into today's webinar, we pray that the information shared, that they will find it enriching. In your name we pray, amen. We've officially kicked off this session and are thrilled to have our global Jamaican diaspora. Thank you for joining us. This session, a diaspora guide, owning a piece of paradise, and a virtual presentation of Milford Ridge luxury residences. Our segment today is focused on protecting your real estate investment right here in Jamaica. Milford Ridge is officially selling, and this series is your exclusive virtual showcase of our luxury residences. But it's more than that. It's our way of reaching out to you, our cherished diaspora family, with an open invitation to return to paradise, return to Jamaica, invest in Jamaica, invest in Milford Ridge. We're not just talking about real estate, we're showing you the how, while we're connecting you with the right people who can help you accomplish your goals. We're connecting you with the organizations to make your home journey smooth and hassle-free. Because Milford Ridge, we're not just selling residences, we're not just building residences, we're curating an entire lifestyle, a lifestyle of elegance, comfort, and belonging. Today, we are streaming live from JMMB, the distinguished financial institution proudly financing the construction of Milford Ridge luxury residences and one of our esteemed preferred lenders. With JMMB, securing your Milford Ridge property becomes smooth and hassle-free. JMMB is our anchor sponsor for today. Their mission truly resonates with this event. They are driven by the 4 pillars of love, ethics, credibility, and togetherness. Values that breathe life into every client interaction. As JMMB says, your greatness is the heart of what we do. Right, Kadeen?
Yes, ma'am.
And with that, Kadeen is a mortgage specialist at JMMB Bank, and we'll hear her present shortly on the mortgage options tailored for the Jamaican diaspora in a few minutes. We're also joined by the mortgage specialist in Trinidad. We're a global audience indeed today. And adding even more value to today's session, we're honored to have the lovely Ms. Sharon Gilzine, CEO of JMMB Insurance, sharing her expertise with us. We'd like to extend our apologies on behalf of attorney Ms. Stephanie West. Due to an urgent matter that required her immediate attention, she's unable to be here with us today. To our viewers, we are in Jamaica. I am in Jamaica. Where are you? We want to know where you are. Drop it in the chat. We want to know how global our audience is today. So drop it in the chat. Tell us, where are you joining us from today? Anything in the chat? Anything coming in?
Mercury.
Florida, okay, Florida is in the house. The UK is in the house. Georgia is here. Canada is represented. Nevada is in the house. New York is in the house.
Yes.
Bahamas is in the house.
Wow.
We have a global audience. Long Island is in the house. The UK is in the house. Atlanta. Brooksville, Florida is in the house. Nashville, Tennessee is in the house. Bronx, New York is in the house. Tennessee is also in the house, times two. All right, thank you very much for that. And I want to start off with a presentation on Milford Ridge luxury residences here in Jamaica. All right, can I have that? That's up. All right. Just testing. Okay, so Milford Ridge is more than a residential community. It is rightfully dubbed the home of royalty. Milford Ridge provides a rare blend of prestige, privacy, panoramic beauty, and convenience. Located just 1 minute from the vibrant heart of Ocho Rios, Milford Ridge offers an unrivaled vantage point where residents are immersed by both the panoramic ocean views and the rolling green landscapes that defines St. Anne as the Garden Parish of Jamaica. This exclusive gated enclave offers the peace of mind of 24-hour security, a grand solar-powered entrance, and surveillance cameras strategically placed throughout the community. Designed with elegance and sustainability in mind, every detail enhances your lifestyle, from solar-lit streetlights to lush green spaces that embody sophistication and tranquility. Residents will indulge in world-class amenities, including a luxurious swimming pool, a state-of-the-art clubhouse, and a fully equipped fitness center, all crafted to deliver a resort-style experience right at home. This residential community will deliver 217 homes of varying designs across 2 phases. Phase 1 of Milford Ridge is now selling. It features 62 exquisitely crafted, semi-detached townhomes aptly named L'Amazon. Each home is appointed with premium features, including central air conditioning for year-round comfort, inline hot water heaters, over-the-range stove hood, smart keyless entry system for enhanced security, pre-wiring for solar electricity, ready for sustainable living. Each residence spans 1,970 square feet of refined living, with 3 ensuite bedrooms, an elegant powder room, and upper floor primaries featuring walk-in closets and sleek glass balconies for a private elevated retreat. There is also a built-in entertainment wall panel, an office nook, and in-unit laundry for convenience. Each townhome also includes a covered enclosed garage and a paved driveway with space for additional vehicles. Coming soon in Phase 2, Milford Ridge will unveil an even more exclusive collection of residences. Phase 2 will unveil stunning ocean view quad villas designed for those who desire the pinnacle of island luxury. These homes will offer an elegant choice of 2 and 3 bedroom villas. In addition to the signature ocean view quad villas, Phase 2 will also introduce an exclusive condominium collection called La Palais, which is particularly designed for the savvy investors. These will feature underground parking and boast its own resort-inspired swimming pool. Our exclusive Le Palais condominiums will provide an unparalleled range of options, from luxury studios and chic one-bedroom residences to spacious 2- and 3-bedroom apartments, each crafted with the same commitment to modern design, premium finishes, and effort-islandless living that defines Milford Ridge. Let's watch this video presentation to learn more. Whether you left Jamaica in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you carry with you the heartbeat of the island. You remember the warmth of the people, the beauty of the land, and the pride of being Jamaican. Today, I want to show you a new Jamaica, an improved Jamaica, a Jamaica that's ready for you to return to paradise. For years, you've built a life, you've achieved, you've sacrificed. Yet, in the quiet moments, there's a whisper that calls you home. Back to warmth, back to the rhythm of the island, back to where it all began. This isn't just nostalgia. Jamaica is experiencing a renaissance. Our economy is stable, our infrastructure modern, and our real estate market is thriving. At the heart of the island's growth is Osharius, a town that blends adventure, culture, and convenience. When you return to Jamaica today, you're not just coming back to the island you left. You're arriving to a nation that's investing and transforming itself for a brighter tomorrow, where roads, resorts, restaurants, and real estate opportunities are transforming the island. You're coming home to a nation that's evolving fast. Once a long, winding drive, the journey from Kingston to St. Anne is now a smooth, efficient road trip via the North-South Highway. Miami Bay is now reachable in under an hour. Looking ahead, planned extensions west to Discovery Bay and east to St. Mary promised to open corridors for new residential, commercial, and tourism growth. Consider arriving by air. The Ian Fleming International Airport in Boscobel now offers non-stop service from Miami on American Airlines, bringing you directly to St. Anne in under 2 hours. That kind of access means more tourists, easier diaspora travel, and faster routes to investment and exploration on the North Coast. Ocharia's stunning beaches and attractions continue to draw global travelers. Tourism now drives over 50% of Jamaica's foreign exchange and supports about 25% of employment nationally. New hotel developments include Royalton Jamaica Paradise Cove, an adult-only all-inclusive resort in Runaway Bay, St. Anne. It is slated to open by late 2026. A new Secrets Resort and Spa is being developed in Prairie St. Anne, with over 700 luxury rooms, over water suites, and is slated to create roughly 1,600 new jobs for locals. Corporate investment is also on the rise. Starbucks Jamaica made headlines by setting up the Caribbean's first Starbucks drive-thru right here in Draxall, St. Anne, Jamaica, investing approximately $60 million into their Draxall outlet. This drive-thru highlights how global brands are betting on Jamaica's North Coast corridor. It's more than coffee. It's proof that Jamaica's growing markets and infrastructure are drawing world-class investment. More Jamaicans are generating income from tourism through Airbnb. Hosts nationally earned over 31.8 billion Jamaican dollars. That equates to 200 million US dollars in 2023. This represents a 28% jump from the previous year. Tourism from both cruise and stayover visitors continues to fuel demand for what's local: food, crafts, transport, and services. New hotel projects add jobs, while Airbnb boosts household incomes. Healthcare across Jamaica, and in particular St. Anne, is expanding. Alongside public hospitals, new private clinics and diagnostic centers are offering faster, more centralized services. From routine checkups to advanced treatments, residents and returning families now enjoy broader access to medical care. Peace of mind for retirees, investors, and professionals, making Jamaica home again. Education remains the heartbeat of development. St. Anne is home to respected primary and secondary schools, as well as tertiary institutions like the Moniga College, Brownstown Community College, and satellite campuses serving thousands of students. For diaspora families, this means the assurance of quality education for your children, while your investment strengthens a system that prepares Jamaica's next generation of leaders. Welcome to Milford Ridge, where luxury meets legacy and your Jamaican dream becomes a reality. Located less than 1 minute from the vibrant town of Ocho Rios and just a few minutes from Ian Fleming International Airport, Milford Ridge is more than a home. It's a return to paradise. Every home here is crafted with modern elegance, smart technology, and eco-conscious design. Beyond your walls, enjoy infinity pool, fitness center, and 24/7 gated community. Milford Ridge is more than a residence. It's a strategic investment. Ocho Rios' strong tourism market drives rental income, while property values continue to rise. To understand why Milford Ridge inspires so much confidence, let's take a look at Happy Cove Estates, the developer's previous project. Happy Cove Estates is a clear demonstration of the developer's expertise and craftsmanship. With this community, Happy Cove Building Contractors Limited proved their ability to deliver on vision, creating homes that are not only beautifully designed, but built to endure. Every detail, from the layouts to the finishes, reflects a commitment to quality and precision. The success of Happy Cove Estates speaks for itself. A thriving community where homeowners saw the vision come to life exactly as intended. And it's that same proven skill and dedication that is now shaping Milford Ridge into the home of royalty. Looking for a little adventure? Mystic Mountain is only a few minutes away. This is Duns River Falls, one of the world's most famous attractions here in Jamaica. One of our most popular tourist destinations. Milford Ridge is only a few minutes away. Milford Ridge is the community that puts you close to it all. Looking for karaoke on a Tuesday nights? Ocean's 11 has got the vibes. This is where the vibes is louder than those high-key off notes. From luxury residential communities to modern shopping plazas, local businesses are thriving. International brands are here. Global investors are here. They are seeing the vision of Jamaica. They are seeing that new Jamaica. We're calling on you, members of the diaspora, to return to paradise, return with knowledge, return with vision, and let's help to make Jamaica better. To the diaspora family, this is Milford Ridge. This is your moment. Return not just to visit, but to invest. Purchase a home at Milford Ridge and experience the new Jamaica that awaits. Return to paradise. Start your home ownership journey and secure your piece of paradise right here at Milford Ridge. Units are available starting at US 500,000 as an exclusive early bird special. Standard construction prices will start at 520,000 US dollars. So that's a 20,000 discount that's available if you act now. This offer is only for a limited time, so act now. We'll move on to our question and answer segment. So if you have any questions regarding Milford Ridge, please drop them in the chat and I'll answer them for you here.
All right, there's a question there from Omar. He's asking what is the phase 1 completion date, approximate date for phase 1 to be completed?
Excellent question, Omar. Thank you for that. The completion time frame for phase 1 is January 2027.
Also, he's asking what will the HOA fee and other types of community fee to expect?
Excellent question again, Omar. So the HOA fee for phase 1 is $170 US. As I mentioned earlier, the entrance gate will be solar powered, solar street lights throughout the community to ensure that the day-to-day operations are kept at a minimum. So HOA will be $170 US per month.
He's asking when is the model going to be ready?
Earl, we're currently working on the model. I don't want to put any timeline on it, but we're working on it. Hopefully by the end of this year, it will be available. Don't want to give you any timeline, don't want you to quote me, but we're actively working on the model. We want to get it up as much as you want to see it. All right. So if there are no other questions, or can keep them coming, we answer at towards the end. But I'm going to continue. Up next, we will hear from JMMB Bank, and Kadeen Dennis, mortgage specialist at JMMB Bank, will be presenting. Kadeen, with over a decade of experience in the banking sector, she brings a unique blend of analytical expertise, leadership, and interpersonal skills to the field of credit risk management. Over the years, she has built a strong foundation in customer service, lending, and human resource development. These experiences have sharpened her ability to access risk, drive sound decision making, and foster collaborative relationships. Please help me in welcoming Kadeen Dennis. Over to you.
Thank you, Paulette. Thank you for that lovely introduction. As was said, my name is Kadeen G. Dennis. Hope you're hearing. Kadeen G. Dennis, Financial Partnership Officer, JMMB Group. And I'm here today to walk you through the mortgage process, right, I'm saying. Here today to walk you through the mortgage process of owning a piece of paradise. JMMB is in fact your premier mortgage partner, and so today we're going to take the steps in forming a powerful partnership with you. And the partnership is based on honesty, of course, and integrity, and us helping our clients to achieve their dreams of home ownership in Jamaica, not only just any regular home, but home ownership in fine style. Who are we? But before we get into that, I have to tell you a little about who are we as the JMMB Group. JMMB Group was founded in 1992 by Mrs. Joan Duncan, and our footprints extend in Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominica Republic, and Barbados. We serve over 500 clients both locally and regionally. We provide a wide range of financial services designed to meet varying needs of our clients. And of course, we have a team of qualified experts in local and regional financial markets that will help you through that process. Our core values are love, care, integrity, honesty, and openness. And we demonstrate that in everything that we do and everything that we are. We're a dynamic regional financial group of companies that has a caring and loving, people-centered environment where team members are productive, creative, and fulfilled. And because of that, we're known as the Financial Life Goal Center. We're a group of companies, and the companies consist of JMMB Bank, JMMB Investment, Fund Managers, JMMB Insurance Brokers, and JMMB Money Transfer Services. So these are some of the solutions that falls under each company of the group. So what's in it for you today? We have a mortgage solution in partnership with Milford Ridge Development, and we're willing to offer up 90% financing for those in the diaspora, up to 95% for those who are living here. A minimum of at least 10% equity should be placed up front from our clients. Interest rates, 6.5 USD and JMD 8%. A tenure up to 35 years or up to your retirement age of 65. We offer joint financing with the National Housing Trust if applicable to you. Processing fees of 2% plus GCT and a gift certificate from Spaces Limited valuing up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. There are no penalties for early repayment. A fast processing time is guaranteed, and access to a renewable energy secured loan solution at JMMB. What then are the requirements for you to be pre-qualified for a loan? The individual requirements are as follows. So you must have your identification, a valid national ID, passport, or your driver's license, your TRN. If it is that you don't have a TRN right now, you can always access that from the Tax Administration of Jamaica website, and so you can start the process of that immediately. A job letter, verification letter, you might know it as, proof of address, 6 months pay slips, 6 months print of your salary account, 2 years tax returns and W-2. If you're in Canada, 2 years notice of assessment, or your T4 would be required. We also look at your credit bureau reports, Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion for the international diaspora. If it is that you're in the region, a status letter or a credit report from your credit association or the credit bureau in your territory would be required. External life insurance valuing up to the loan amount, and a guaranteed 48 hours processing time for your pre-approval letters. You are also able to open your accounts at www.jmmb.com at any time in the comfort of your home. We're here today to talk about mortgages. And as such, we are going to go through some calculations with you as it relates to the development or the houses in Milford Ridge. So the first scenario that we'll look into is one called Mr. Devon Davis, 30 years old, wants to purchase a property in the Milford Ridge development. Mortgage calculations are as follows. Cost of property, $500,000 US. 10% deposit would amount to $50,000. So the loan amount that you would request is $450,000 USD. Interest rate 6.5%, and the tenure would be 35 years. Monthly payment $2,718.69. So the tenure is dependent on the person's or the applicant's age. So in this case, because retirement in Jamaica is 65 years, Mr. Davis would get a tenure of 35 in this scenario. For scenario 2, if you're a joint applicant, you can also apply with us. So Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, ages 45 and 40 years, respectively, are also interested in purchasing a property, same price. But Mr. Thomas is age 45, and naturally, we're going to use the older client's age in this application. So $500,000 again, $50,000 deposit, loan amount the same. But the tenure for the Thomases would be 20 years based on the fact that Mr. Thomas is 45, and that's 20 years to our retirement age of 60. Because it's a joint applicant, the monthly payment will naturally be divided into two, and 50% of that would be assigned, which amounts to $1,677.54. JMMB has also partnered with the National Housing Trust. So if you're eligible for your housing trust benefits, you're able to access the same. Effective July 2025, the amounts for housing trust, they have increased. So for single applicants, 9 million, double, 17 million, and triple, 23 million, which will be a good contribution to your mortgage process. If it is that we are going to apply your NHT benefit in the purchasing of one of these properties, we will naturally have to do a conversion into the Jamaican dollars, right? Because the NHT amount would be represented in JMD. So, like before, we have a scenario with Miss Brown, who is 25 years old, and she's requesting a joint mortgage with JMMB to purchase a property in Milford Ridge development. Cost of property, $500,000 US, which is equivalent to 81 million Jamaican dollars. The deposit, 10%, would therefore be $8.1 million. NHT portion would be 9 million at 5% for 40 years, seeing that NHT age limit is up to 70 years. JMMB's loan request amount would be 63,900,000 at 8% for 35 years. The monthly payments are broken down. NHT, it would be 43,397.69 Jamaican dollars, and for the JMMB portion, 453,856.70, an approximate USD dollar of 3,187.53. Of course, when it comes to the NHT portion of the loan, conditions will apply, keeping in mind that you will have to be contributing to the trust for 52 weeks consecutively to be qualified for this portion of the loan. I hope these examples were beneficial to you. So the steps are simple to owning a piece of paradise. It's simple as 1, 2, 3, 4. So step 1 would be to access a pre-approval letter from JMMB Bank. Step 2, you would pay your 10% or more deposit and sign your sales agreement with Milford Ridge Development. Step 3, we would complete the mortgage process for you. And step 4, enjoy your new luxurious home. You will then say, why should I choose JMMB? And it's simple. Exceptional client service is guaranteed. We understand the unique needs of our clients, and we will provide detailed knowledge and guidance to our clients through the mortgage process. Just because we have your best interest at heart, full stop. Thank you for listening. I am Kadeen Dennis, and thank you for making it JMMB. Any questions? No questions?
Is there a different lending amount if the purpose?
As a for business?
Right.
No, we'll finance up to the 90% for your residential unit. 90%.
There's also a question here. To what extent is your U.S. credit score taken into consideration?
All right. So when it comes to the credit report, we request from you a detailed credit report from one of the bureaus listed. So Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. I must also make it clear that we won't accept a summary of your report. We need a report from Credit Karma. We need a detailed report from the credit bureau themselves. So once you get that, we will go through all your liabilities and work out your TDSR with your income, and then 45% of your income is what we are expecting you to have. If it is that it's higher than that, we will make some recommendations as to how you can get it down. What we have observed is that with overseas applicants, the credit reports, we know that you have opened lots of credit cards or charge accounts on the credit reports. JMMB's policy is that we assign 5% of each limit to the application. So what we are doing is that we will tweak the credit report in terms of recommending what can be lower. So we'll recommend a lower limit for you in order to be qualified for the loan or put you in line to meet the TDSR requirements. So as it relates to that, we do look at your credit report in details.
There's another question from Andre. Is there a separate process for small business owners in the diaspora?
Yes, there is. There is a separate process for small business owners in the diaspora. All right, Andre, thank you for that question. So when it comes to self-employed persons, they're assessed differently from a person who is employed. So with the employed person, we go through verification process. But for self-employed persons, we will request the details of your business. So your business registration, income and expenditure, and your bank statements, we would need to assess you. If it is that you borrow in your business name, a credit report will also be requested from you for your business. So on the basis of that, we will gather all the information for your business, look at your numbers, and see whether or not you'll be qualified for the loan.
Alicia is asking, how do you calculate the mortgage for someone who is over 65 years old?
Over 65 years old? So there are several ways that we can attach that. For the retirement age in Jamaica, it is 65 years old. However, NHT goes up to 70. So if you're qualified for the NHT portion of that, you'll be able to get that. We also recommend as well that you, if you're 65, we encourage you to form within your family, find an applicant who will be qualified for the loan, who will assist you in the mortgage process of attaining one of these luxurious homes. So if you have a daughter or a son who earns enough and who has an age that will give you enough tenure on the mortgage, then you can apply to us or apply through us.
Renee would like to know what is the applicable TDSR?
45% would be your debt service ratio.
This question is directed to Paulette. What about landscaping and gardens at the townhouses?
Thank you for that. What about landscaping? Could you expound on that for me? What about landscaping and if you're asking if that's included in the monthly maintenance, the maintenance would take care of landscaping of the common areas. Milford Ridge is centered around being green. We'll have palm trees planted throughout. Your units will be delivered with garden. With you get your landscape, you'll have your grass planted. I hope that answered the question. Who asked that question, please? What about Mr. Masters? I hope that answered your question.
Any other questions for JMMB Bank?
There is another question here for Paulette. Will there be a children's play area included in the amenities?
If there's a kids play area, we're still I'll do a follow-up on that question. We will have areas incorporated for kids. If there is a park, our design currently doesn't include a kiddies play area, park, so to speak, but we'll have areas dedicated for kids.
Loan paid out in USD or JMD?
You have the option of doing either. So we do offer loans in USD and we also offer loans, naturally, we're in Jamaica, in Jamaican dollars. So if you earn US, Andre, we would recommend that you take the loan in USD. Or if you want to do the conversion at the end of the day, because remember the US rate, the exchange rate goes up and down. So if you stay in the currency that you earn, it's a little bit simpler and easier for you.
Andre has a follow-up question. And if the loans are paid out in JMD, will there be anything in place to cover the potential slide in the dollar?
If they are paid out?
All right, so if the mortgage is granted in Jamaican dollar,
Right.
will there be anything in place to cover the potential slide in the dollar?
So what will happen, once it is that you make the sales agreement and the rate is decided on that, what we normally do is calculate the mortgages in a forward rate. So by the time, based on the estimation of the completion of the development, we would have estimated the cost thereof. But we would have explained to you that if it is that you purchase it in Jamaican dollars and there's a difference in it, after we've calculated it or given it a good spacing in the dollar, then you would have to find the difference in that Andre. But I do understand your question. But what we do is we try to estimate as best as we can to stay as close as we can to the cost of the property. So at the end of it, you won't have to come up with as much funds to complete the purchase of the property.
All right, these two questions are now for Paulette. Will there be any shops or store at Milford Ridge?
Shops or store? No commercial spaces. We're strictly 100% luxury residential.
Leonard wants to know, is there an option for a plunge pool? Or if so, how does one go about requesting this?
Thanks for that question, Leonard. Yes, purchasers will have the option to add an upgrade, and we have the plunge pools as an upgrade, as well as outdoor gazebo, wooden gazebo as an upgrade to your unit. Once you have signed your sale agreement, just reach out to us, let us know that's something you're interested in, and as soon as the pricings are available for that, it will be shared.
And a question from Mr. Masters, Omar. Paulette, how is your deposit protected?
Excellent question. So our deposit is being held in an escrow account. It's held in an escrow account until the transaction is completed. That's it? All right, that's it. Any other questions? Excellent presentation, Kadeen.
Thank you.
I love the inclusion of the examples, the fictitious names, the generated scenarios that provide a very practical example for our diaspora audience to connect with.
Thank
Very
you.
well. All right, so our next segment is titled Protecting Your Investment. So after you've made your luxury real estate purchase, we want to ensure that your investment is protected with property insurance. So today you'll be hearing from Ms. Sharon Gilzin, CEO of JMMB Insurance Brokers. Sharon has served as CEO of JMMB Insurance Brokers Limited since 2017, after being promoted from her previous position as General Manager. Sharon boasts a wealth of knowledge of the insurance industry, having amassed more than 38 years of experience in claims and underwriting. That's longer than some of us have been born, knock on the names. Having amassed more than 38 years of experience in claims and underwriting, risk management, team building, and relationship management. Sharon has been a part-time lecturer at the College of Insurance and Professional Studies since 2003, and is also a former executive and chartered member of the Jamaica Society of Insurance Professionals and Technicians. She was elected as an executive member of the Jamaica Insurance Brokers Association in March 2023 and treasurer in March 2025. Her educational achievements complements her experience. She is the holder of both an undergraduate and postgraduate degree from the UWI Mona and a fellow chartered insurance professional with the Insurance Institute of Canada. She recently completed her risk management certification through the Insurance Institute of Canada. She is currently the president of the Kiwanis Club of Constant Spring, a board member of the Vouch Group of Schools. Today, help me in welcoming Ms. Sharon Gilzin.
Thank you, Paulette. That's a very long introduction, longer than my presentation. Good afternoon. I know we shy away from insurance, but insurance is very important to us. So we have our different insurance solutions. We have our life, we have health, travel, business, house, and car. What is insurance? Basically, what insurance is actually a financial arrangements where individuals or business will pay fees. They pay fees known as what we call a premium to an insurance company, and what that does is in exchange for protection against any specific financial losses. So many people pay premiums to an insurance company who pull this together, and what they do, they cover the losses of few persons. So what it is said in the insurance industry is that the premium of the many pays the losses of the few. How important is insurance? Insurance plays a critical role in providing financial security, peace of mind. It helps individuals and business cushion the financial impact of unexpected events, ensuring that they can cover and continue without bearing the full brunt of the loss. So without insurance, the financial burden of such events could be overwhelming, whether it's your health, your life, property, or a vehicle. It protects you from financial losses due to unforeseen situations, things like accident, theft, natural disaster, or other mishap which can push you into emotional and well as a financial stress. As a matter of fact, we just heard that there was an earthquake, 3.4 earthquake that was felt just earlier today. So can you imagine if it was the earthquake was like a 7, so you could know what was happening. So the reason for actually insuring risk management. So the insurance allows individual and business to manage their risks. So it spread the potential costs of an unexpected event over many people, making it more affordable. Peace of mind. Having insurance reduces stress and worry, knowing you won't be faced devastating financial hardship if something goes wrong. So if, for example, this hurricane had damaged some houses or so, without insurance, you would now have to find the money you now have to go to JMMB bank and get some more money in order to, fix back your property, right? Sometimes you might be going to your bed, or you have a car, and you go to your bed, you leave your car out you park it on the road, you wake up and it's gone. So if you didn't have insurance, what would happen? You would now have to come back again to JMMB bank and ask for some money to finance another car, right? Legal requirements. So in some cases, like Jamaica, insurance is mandatory. So for motor insurance, by law, you have to have a third-party policy. Health and well-being. Health insurance ensures access to necessary medical care, which can be extremely costly without insurance policies. Asset protection. Home, your car. Protects your home and car in case of fire, theft, hurricane, or other damages. Business continuity. For example, if there's a fire at your business place, there are gonna be costs to start up back your business in terms of your property might be damaged. You might even have lawsuits sometimes because some persons might come on your property and they have an accident or so forth and they want to sue you. So ensuring that the company continue to operate, it is very important that you have insurance, and so you can up and running in no time. One of the other reasons is financial protection. So insurance covers, as I said before, the cost of unexpected events, right? Mortgages. We just spoke about the Milford development. So the banker, the investor, would need to protect the security used as collateral for the loan, and would therefore make insurance condition as part of your loan. Because when JMMB bank lends you the money, they're going to want to have some protection, some security, because just the house alone would not be a security. What if there's a disaster? We're in the hurricane season, right? So you're damaged by a hurricane, earthquake, whatever, any disaster that is. So they're going to want to protect their payment, their loan that they have given you to purchase this home. We have different types of insurance. We have general insurance, we have life insurance, and health insurance, right? Under the general insurance, we actually have, I'll just say 6 main classes. We have motor, business and commercial, homeowners comprehensive that we're going to discuss this afternoon, liability, travel, and marine. Those are just 6 of the main ones that we have, right? Homeowners. Homeowners insurance in Jamaica is essential. It is essential for protecting your property and your contents against various risks, including natural disaster, theft, and fire. Given the current vulnerability to hurricane, earthquake, and flooding, having adequate cover is so critical. We're now in the hurricane season. Your HOC policy covers losses from the following events, and these are some of the events: fire, lightning, explosion, earthquake, volcanic eruption. We don't really have no volcano, but you can never tell. We have hurricane, we have windstorm, we have flood, burglary, house breaking, theft, larceny. We have riot strike sometime coming on to the general election now. There might be a riot, there might be strike, right? Things like that, which if somebody might throw a firebomb into your house, you know, those things. Damage from water that escape your pipe, because sometimes you have a burst pipe, right? We can have impact damage because one of the things, a car could even run off the road and come into your house and hit your gate or your fence or your wall, right? Malicious damage or vandalism. Persons might vandalize your property. You might go on away for a weekend or a holiday and come back and your property is vandalized, right? You might have landslip, because in some area, like in Jacksonville, you know you have landslip at times, so your policy covers that, right? So when it comes to the home insurance, so let us talk about the building. So it actually covers the structure of the building against perils mentioned above, all of those that I've mentioned. And what the policy does, it ensures that you rebuild or repair your building if it is damaged. And the access to the funds from the insurance will have it done quicker than when you now have to go and borrow some more money and go to all that loan process to get funds to start up back to fix your property. We have additional coverage under the building. We have costs if you have to remove. Say you have to remove and go to a new accommodation, it will reimburse you for rental costs, right? Damage to underground water and gas pipe, electric cables. A lot of times you have waterground leakage pipes, National Water Commission pipes underground and it's leaking. The policy will assist with the expense for those things. Accident breaking of your fixed glass, right? And that is if you have like a glass door, you know, that sort of glass thing at your front instead of wooden doors and all those, it will also fix that. Professional fees and additional costs. If you have to get a professional, whether it's a evaluator and somebody, a structural engineer, it covers that. We have, if you're selling the building, so if, for example, you're selling your building and it hasn't gone over to the seller yet, right? So what you can do, you can add that seller to your policy, right? So that, because you'd have given part of the money to the seller already, you have paid your deposit. So you add them to the insurance, that in case of, at that time, if anything goes wrong, any damage to the building or so. If you do capital additions, right? If there is a disaster and you need to remove debris, it covers it, right? Any additional security expense, because it might be damaged and you'll have to get security to be there, it covers that also. And it includes your wall, your gates, and your fences, right? The homeowner's policy it covers your contents. So it provides coverage for your furniture, your appliances, clothes, electronics against similar perils, right? And this also benefit for tenants or homeowners renting out their property, right? Cost of temporary accommodation and reimbursement of your rental loss, right? You also get that. Removal of contents, debris, if there is any. If you have to temporarily move your fridge or your stove to somewhere else, it covers if there's any damage to it. It also covers when you're moving those contents. So you have to have the removal truck come to move them. Anything happens to them, there's any damage, it covers it, right? We also have goods in the open. A lot of times, and what we call these furniture or kids. Your kids might have their bicycle in the open. Somebody might come and steal it, right? If you have money on your property, it covers it. It covers stuff in your refrigerator too. So in case there's a hurricane and there's no light, and you have things that are spoiled in your refrigerator, it does cover it, right? And as I mentioned, along with the building, it also covers security, additional security if needed. We also have a section on there which is your all risk. So it covers your jewelry, your cameras, your laptops, all of those things. So it's an all risk. So it's not, what we're saying is that basically anything that happens to it, if you break it, if it's fell from your hand, it drop or somebody theft, it's an all risk section under your policy, right? More that time, you don't have to prove a lot. When it comes to like your jewelry stolen, all they need is like a police report to say that like it was stolen and you reported it, right? So Along with the policy, and HOC policy, as we call it, your home insurance policy, is one of the widest coverage you can ever get in most policies. It also have a liability section, right? And what this is insurance provides financial protection against claim that may cause bodily injury or property damage to any person or entity due to your negligence, right? So liability incur as a property owner or as an occupier, right? Tenant's liability, personal liability, because you might be somebody who play golf, right? And you go on the golf course, you hit the golf ball, and it hits somebody, or it hit somebody's windscreen and break it, right? You're opening your umbrella and you hit somebody. So this is how the personal liability comes in as the owner for the property, as the insured. Public liability, persons come onto your property, and for whatever reason, something, a tree of a branch might fell on them and hit them, or they park your car and the mango from the car, from the tree, break the mirror and all of that, whatever it is. So it's a public liability. Sometimes you might be having a little party there, not a lot of persons there. As I say, it's usually for visitors. You walk in, there's a hole or something, you fell in the hole, right? Or you sprain your ankle. Your policy will also covers that. You have your employees, because you have your gardeners, you have your helpers. Anything happen to them and due to your negligence, then the policy also covers protection to them, right? So that is what HOC, basically a summary. But you also need life insurance. What is life insurance? So this is also a financial safety net for your family. If you die while it's active, your insurance company pays full sum of money to the people who you're naming your policy, your beneficiaries. So the money known as a death benefit can help your beneficiary replace your lost income and cover expenses like housing, food, and utility bills, right? Life insurance can be used to pay funeral expenses, cover outstanding debts, or leave a legacy for loved ones or charitable organization. A lot of persons leave their money or to charity organization or to the church, and it can pay off your mortgage, which is so important, very, very important, right? Who is a policyholder? The policyholder is a person who owns the life insurance policy and is responsible for paying the premium. The policy usually insures the policyholder, but you can also purchase and manage a policy on behalf of someone else. Example, a business owner might buy a policy on behalf of a high-performing employee, and I know a lot of persons don't know that, right? Making the company both the policyholder and the recipient of the death benefit. Similarly, you can take out a policy for a loved one, right? Like a spouse, your child, making you as a designated policyholder, right? Who is the beneficiary? The beneficiary is the designated person or the entity that you may leave the death benefit to, right? So a life insurance policy can have multiple beneficiaries, such as family members, friends, organization, depends on who you choose to leave it for. So some of the main reasons for life insurance is income replacement, debt cover, final expenses, inheritance, child education, critical illness protection, business continuity. And we have different types of life insurance. We have term life insurance, and that is where it's set for like a 10-year, 5-year, 10-year, 20 or 30 years. You can also buy a life insurance policy, a term life for your mortgage, because if you only want it for the mortgage, you can buy it. If your mortgage is 10-year, 20 or 30, you can do so. The policy can be renewed at the end of each period and can be converted to a whole life policy during or at the end of the period of the maximum age. So a lot of persons who can't get a whole life tend to buy a term life first and then they convert it, right? So generally this is less expensive than the whole life policy, but the premium charges at the end of each period or so may be more expensive, because it's usually a reason why that you can't get a term life, right? Policy. It does not build cash value or have a surrender value. So there's no cash value on it and there's no surrender value for it. It pays death benefit only if you die within the specified term. So once the term is up and there's no benefit, that's it, right? So we talk about the permanent or the whole life insurance, which provides a long a lifelong coverage lasting for your entire life if the premium, once you pay your premium. And this includes cash value or surrender value that may be linked to the market-driven investment fund. So some values may not be guaranteed. Typically, it has higher premium rates than the term life insurance. Premium typically remains the same throughout the life of the policy. And the thing about a permanent or a whole life policy, if you buy this policy when you're young, you'll have this, we talk about the cash value. What happens is that you can take this money from the cash value to be a part of your deposit on your mortgage, right? So I'm encouraging, I always encourage young people to buy the policy from their 20, in their 20, 25 and so forth, because you get a high sum insured at that time. Because you know the older you get, you start to have hypertension and so forth. So you're not rated when you're young. And if you buy this policy from then and you use and you have the investment section, and I know a lot of persons are able to pull that cash value from it to be up to pay down on their house, and it assists them in paying down their house. And we have the group life and health plans, where we have employee benefits and credit life plans. And this credit life plan is what we actually, and typically it's a 1-year thing. This is what you use when you take out a mortgage. So if you do not have a long-term policy, you now have to have a creditor life when you take out your mortgage, right? So what it does, each year the sum insured is a balance that you have on the loan that you'll get. However, the thing about the credit life policy is that when your mortgage finish, policy ends. So if you didn't have any disaster or anything, you'd have just paid the premium. And so this is why I encourage again, get your life policy, your long-term policy from your young. Because what would happen if you use it as your collateral for the mortgage, when the mortgage finish, you still have that policy, right? But when you do the credit life, when the mortgage finish, right, it ends right there. And we have critical illness plans. What happens is that, we have a lot of stroke, we have a lot of cancer, we have all of those type of event, and this is what this policy is geared for. I think some of them have up to 20, 30 different areas that you pay. So once you're diagnosed with any of those things, it will pay. So usually having a waiting period of 6 months, right, before the benefits can chip in. So you pay the sum insured on your first diagnosis of any of the covered critical illness. So the policy will pay it, and a lot of persons, they have been having cancer, stroke, and so they have been paying out a lot on these policies, right? Some plans offer reimbursable of most of the premium paid if payment is made for a specific period and there's no claim for the period. That's the thing with a critical illness policy. And we spoke about the critical life policy already, which is for the mortgagee that you use to protect the loan. And as you know, the bank is going to want some sort of insurance to protect the asset, to protect their money, the funds, right? Kadeen, that you're going to lend, right? So it's either you have the long-term policy or you have the critical life insurance. And so this was it's specially designed on an optional policy, and it's linked to your loan, and for as long as the loan is. But it is a reducing balance in terms of whenever the balance goes down, the mortgage goes down. That is the thing, and what happens is that the borrower, it pays out when the borrower dies. So if for example the owner of the house and the loan dies, and you're gonna think about who you have small children, who is gonna pay the rest of the mortgage. This policy will pay off the loan, and your children or whoever it is, your family member, will no longer have a loan, right? And it provides that fund for the family member don't need to worry about how am I gonna pay this mortgage? I can't afford to pay it, and you have young children, right? And there are some different riders onto policies, like where you have like accidental death benefit rider. If you have an accident, any accident during the time, it will pay. You have waiver of premium rider, for example, if you become disabled and are not working, unable to work, it will continue to pay. We have long-term care rider, allows you to use the death benefit to cover long-term care, for example. You also have a section where if you're a child term, so it provides coverage for your children, usually until they reach a certain age, and return of premium rider. So if you outlive your term policy, the rider refunds all or a portion of the premium that you have paid, right? And we have chronic illness rider. So you have different riders that you can put on this policy, so that the policy will help while you're not dead, but there are certain accident and incident that might happen. It will assist you, right? And we have also health policies. Because one of the things you have to look after yourself, and healthcare is very expensive. So we have comprehensive health policies that offers prescription, drugs, doctor's visit, special consultant, dental, optical, lab and x-ray, maternity benefits, and so forth. And we also have policy for major med. There are certain major medical plans, CAT scan, surgery, and so forth that you would have covered under these policy. So the basic or the main policy that we need for our loan right now is the general insurance, is the one that covers the house, right? In case of there's any disaster, your long-term policy that you'll assign to the loan, or your credit life policy that you would use. And that's the end of my presentation. Any questions?
Yes. There's a question from Ms. Garrick. Do you cover natural disasters or acts of God?
Yes, we do. That's act of God, hurricanes, hurricane, windstorm, and so forth.
Oscar would like to know, what about accidental damage by a client if you're renting the property? So if you're renting a property and the client that you're renting to accidentally damages the property, will that be covered, or can that be covered?
Yes, that can be covered.
Bandu, will your insurance increase after filing a claim?
Well, it depends on how much the claim is, right? Usually what I've seen in my many years in the industry, you're easier to have an increase in premium on a motor when persons has a motor accident than on a HOC policy, because the claims on the HOC policies are minimal. Because we have not had, apart from Hurricane Gilbert, where we had thing that we have not seen any more disaster that they have paid out a lot.
Okay,
but you will have increase. So it depends on the insurance company and depends on the amount that's paid out.
Thank you for that. Oscar would also like to know, how do we pay the insurance? Is it paid monthly or annually?
So it's your policy, I should have said, is a 1-year policy for HOC, for the covering your house. You can be paid monthly. By what we do, we premium finance it with the bank. So if you don't have it, so you can 50% or another 50%, but if you don't have it and you want a 6-month payment or a 9 months payment, then we work along with the bank to do a premium financing for you. And interest rate is very low, very, very low.
Wonderful. Renee, and I think this is regarding the life insurance. Renee is asking, can you give some range in terms of like figures for an average insurance plan?
So that is going to be difficult because each person, you have to be rated by the underwriter. And you mean for the life insurance, right?
Life insurance,
right. So the life
correct.
Insurance, look at 3 of us here. I don't know what illness she have myself. So that is how they rate life insurance. So some person you have to do medical. So they're going to rate you according to your age, your weight, your medical, and so forth. So it's going to be difficult to give you a figure.
Okay,
and the age is very important too.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Gilsine. All right, Polly, this question is to you from Oscar. I hear that there may be water issues in the Ocho-Rios area. What will Milford Ridge do to assist if the water pressure is low?
Thank you for that, Oscar. Now, election season is upon us, and many promises by both sides, and I believe it's going around both sides promising to increase the water supply to the various areas of not just Ocho Rios, but various areas of St. Anne. St. Anne is indeed the garden parish. We're blessed with a lot of rainfall, a lot of rainfalls or waterfalls. Duns River one, driving along the Ocho Rios thoroughfare, the main road, you can see a lot of tributaries for waterfalls just going down to the sea. So the government, both sides have been talking about ways to better the supply of water to the various communities. At Milford Ridge, we have allocated spaces to incorporate a water tank. We have each one of the townhomes, there'll be a designated space for you to put in a water tank for backup water supply. Thank you.
That ends the questions that are in the chat at the moment.
All right, so thank you. So here at Milford Ridge, we're not just talking about residencies, but we're also helping you on your return to paradise journey. Hence, we are bringing you the information, connecting you with the people and the organizations to make your transition a smooth and effortless flow. And the contact information, I'll send a post webinar summary with the contact information. We'll be happy to connect you with Kadeen at JMMB Bank and the lovely mortgage officers here at JMMB Bank. JMMB Bank is our financing partners, and the lovely Ms. Sharon Gilzine will be sending out information. So thank you to all our presenters, panelists, and of course each of you for being with us. We do hope this session has given you valuable insights on how to begin or continue your journey of owning a piece of paradise and also protecting your Jamaican investment. As a next step, follow-up email will be sent. And remember, the opportunity is right here and right now. Milford Ridge in Ocho Rios is selling and units are available to purchase. Ocho Rios is one of Jamaica's most vibrant and desirable destinations, home to the world-famous beaches, attractions, fine dining, and a lifestyle that blends relaxation with opportunity. Owning at Milford Ridge means owning in the very heart of it all. Early bird pre-construction pricing starts at $500 US. Limited availability before prices increase to $520,000 US. Thank you again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to welcoming you home at Milford Ridge.
Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. But when we there a yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Roast breadfruit and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, now you compare to Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love.